Here we are live in really what is a pretty amazing place that we've been invited into. We didn't know, we just saw this house and came up, and here we are. We're going to have a little discussion about leadership with somebody who really makes a huge impact in our community across the state for kids, who believes in all kids. So here we are. I can't believe it.
I can't believe it. I can't believe I have Scott Seaman sitting on my couch. You mind signing this for me?
Oh.
I mean, I've had my copy of Principal News for so long.
You've had this for years, actually.
I mean, I had to. I had to hang on to it.
Yeah, well, you bet. I'd be happy to sign this thing for you. I mean, normally I don't do autographs. I like to just keep the business, but you know. So
I appreciate that.
You bet.
So much.
I'll put it right here next to Seahawks hat. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then this.
Pretty okay,
I mean, you've had this too?
Come on. Come on. I'm not like I'm a creepy stalker or anything, but come on. I mean.
What do you think about leadership? I mean, I'm here representing principals across the state. I mean, we have hardworking, amazing principals out there for K-12 kids in our state, and they're making a difference for kids. What do you think about principals?
I think they're incredibly important for the foundation of our youth, especially in the educational field in the world of academia. I think they're incredibly essential to molding our young people, both with discipline, obviously, but also with kindness and support. So I think it's incredibly important to have the right principles to make sure that they're doing their part, because they can send a kid down the wrong path just as easily as they can guide them down the right path. So I'm thankful for your work and everything principals do for our kids. It's an incredible sacrifice that they make, and it takes a special kind of person to do it.
Right on. So if you were to just say one thing to the principals in our state, like they were on the other side of that camera out there and they just survived another crazy school year, what would you say to them?
I'd say thank you. Thank you very much. Your work is greatly appreciated. You'll never be appreciated enough or thanked enough for all the sacrifice and hard work that you put in, and countless hours that you put in for kids who will probably not say thank you. So here's their thank you.
So Richard, we know you love kids and all kids. At AWSP, that was one of our cornerstones, is supporting all kids through the principals and the principalship. We know that you just recently established a partnership with Fineo. Failure is not an option. We are excited to say that we have also joined that same journey.
That's awesome.
So tell us how you got involved with Fineo.
Well, I think that our missions and our just morals and everything align perfectly. Failure is not an option is something that I don't think anybody has put in acronym form, but a lot of people live by. And I think that it's important for kids to understand that, because a lot of kids, run into obstacles and run into adversity, and they feel like that's it. That's the end. That's the end of their journey. That's the end of their dream. It kills everything that they want. And I think failure is not an option helps them to understand that every obstacle can be overcome. It's never the end. I mean, you may run into adversity, you may run into troubling situations, but you can move past it. You can grow from that. It's never the end.
Right on. We have that same belief at AWSP, and that's why we're excited. I spent, and you may not believe this, but I spent a little bit of time with principals growing up. And they were people that spoke into my life and helped show me that each time I failed, that I could get back up and keep going. So I really appreciate that. When you think about your childhood and growing up, is there a principal in your mind that you can recall making a difference in your life? And if you can't think of a principal, how about another adult?
Honestly, for the life of me, I can't think of a principal at this point in time, but I can think of a few coaches. My track coach, Daryl Smith, football coach Keith Donnerson, his dad, Willie Donnerson, had a tremendous impact on my life and how I looked at life and how I looked at hard work and dedication and sacrifice. All of them coached for over 20 years at the same high school in the inner city in Compton, and never made an excuse, never asked for help, just kept pushing. It's obviously a tough place to grow up, a tough place to coach, a tough place to just be, but it takes a special person, just like a principal. It takes a special person to have the patience, the dedication, the wherewithal to continue to persevere.
Right on. So you've never been sent to the principal's office, But have you ever been sent to Coach Carroll's office?
Um, you know, it's a little different getting sent to Coach Carroll's office than it is getting sent to the principal's office. But yeah, I've been sent there a few times. We've had our few sit downs, but I guess it's a little different. I mean, when you reach the professional level, because you're more like colleagues than a principal and a student relationship. But I guess there is um, some similarities there. Um, but a lot of times our talks are incredibly positive. You know, I haven't been suspended from school yet. Um, haven't got detention. I've gotten a few stern talking tos, but it's an incredibly fun relationship. I think it's mutually beneficial. I think sometimes student principal relationships can be a bit one-sided. I mean, mostly towards the student. I mean, the student is really the only one that benefits in my eyes. I'm sure the principals would see it otherwise. They say they benefit from the relationships and the bonds that they have, but I think the kids benefit the greatest.
So what specific things does Coach Carroll do in creating that culture? Like that you would say is similar to what a principal would do in creating a culture in a school?
Well, he's patient. He's incredibly patient. He tries to be understanding. He tries to see it from both sides and in all perspectives. He doesn't jump to conclusions. And he deals with a lot of different personalities, as a principal would have to. And I think though in those ways they're similar.
So when we think about partnering all of us together with Fineo, and what role do you see principals in promoting this culture that not only failure as something that happens, but something that we accept, and then we turn around and create goals for it? What role do you see principals in establishing that kind of culture?
I think principals have a huge role in it because they're leadership. Just like a head coach has a responsibility to lead the team, a principal has the responsibility to lead a school and to show them direction and give them direction. And I think that's where a program like Fineo really helps simplify that process, because it's a student-led application. Students go on there, it gives them a tangible way to set goals and achieve them and mark their progress. And it's not just you who can see it. I mean, everybody can see your progress. Everybody can see the goals that you set, and it really creates an atmosphere of support. And I mean, some people are competitive. Me as a competitive person would want to achieve all my goals before anybody else does, and kind of show off. But that's just who I am. I mean, every other kid could be different. But as a little kid, I think I would have been excited to use a platform like Fineo, just because it allows not only me to see my goals and achieve them, but everybody else to see them, everybody else to see what I aspire to be and what I aspire to do. And it also gives me kind of benchmark to see what other people are aspiring to and what they're looking for. And I think that's what's really cool about this program, is that if you get a whole school on board and you get a principal on board, you can create an incredible environment of people helping people be the best people they could be, the best versions of themselves.
Right on. So where exactly do you keep this in your house?
I for years I kept it next to my bed. I moved it into the game room.
Oh, yeah, that's a perfect spot, actually.
Next to all the trophies and
Yeah.
everything. I mean, it's like a trophy.
I'm just glad we were able to finally connect.
Yes.
Especially since you've been stalking me like this for a while. But
cool. I wouldn't call it stock. I'd call it, just admirer, fanship.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about your foundation?
Well, Blanket Coverage is my foundation. We started it my rookie year. And it has a focus on education. Obviously, we've always, wanted to help kids, especially in inner city, just be on equal footing with everyone else. I think I saw that as a disparity at a young age, just not having the tools, kids not having pencils, pens, the necessities that you need to be successful at school. And in turn, you see a ton of them dropping out or missing school or not even coming to school because they don't want to get picked on, or they know they're not going to be successful. They don't even have the tools, and teachers losing patience. Teachers do everything they can, but, they're not paid nearly enough money for everything they have to do. So it's difficult for them to give pens and papers to every student. So we try our best to make sure that those simple necessities are taken care of, on top of helping kids get scholarships to college, guiding kids with the help of FNAO to college campuses so that they can open their minds and their eyes up to what the possibilities are. It's difficult at times for kids to really have that vision, to see beyond their circumstances when they've never seen beyond their circumstances, when they've never been to a college campus. It's difficult for a kid to say, man, I really want to go to college and graduate when their parents have never gone, so they've never had that aspiration. There's not that drive, that pull. So we're going to try to change that. We're going to try to change the mentality, and FNAO is helping us do that.
So if you had to guess right now, what do you think the state's graduation rate is in Washington?
State's graduation rate, I'd say probably 85%, a lot of kids.
Yeah, so it went from 77 to about 79%.
Oh, wow.
So
That's progress.
it is progress, but in our mind at AWSP, that's not good enough. So our goal and our hope with partnership with FNAO and other stakeholders and your foundation would be that we could be the first state that gets to 100% graduation.
That'd be incredible, and that's an incredible goal to have. I think it's admirable because education is the first step. It's just one stepping stone in life, and I think it creates an incredible foundation for you to be successful in every aspect of your life because it gives you discipline, planning, preparation. And if you don't have it, if you drop out of school, you don't graduate, it just sets you back so far. It makes it so much more difficult to be successful in this life because the way society is designed, you need your education. So once again, I'm thankful for your work and everything AWSP does, helping the schools and helping principals around the state of Washington.
Well, we can't thank you enough for your time and letting us invade. We didn't know.
I didn't know.
I mean, we just knocked on the door.
I didn't know. If I would have known Seaman was going to be on my couch today, good
You
night. I would
wouldn't have let us in.
That's funny.